Morning everyone. Today I want to talk to you about how to make the switch over to a paperless office and why you should do it. So it's a really hot, beautiful Wednesday morning. We're in a bit of a heat wave at the moment, which is really nice. I was at the beach yesterday. It's a little short run from the sea, which was quite funny. So it's really life's good at the moment. Weather's good, it's easy to run. The motivation to do this is still pretty high. It's going to be testing times ahead. I have no doubt about that. But you'll see that as we get to that stage. But so paperless office. So what do we mean by a paperless office? Well, don't overthink it. It's exactly what it says. It's basically operating a business without any paper. Morning. So it's so why would you want to do that? Well, for starters, there's loads of reasons why. But it links very, very tightly with the systemization of a business. There are certain things in your business that if you have them in paper format, you can't outsource. Or it's very, very difficult to outsource unless the person you're outsourcing to is physically in your office, lives with you, or works from your office. Obviously, I promote a lot of outsourcing to overseas using virtual assistants in places like the Philippines. So if you're operating from paper, very, very difficult, almost impossible to outsource the management of that if you're operating in paper form. So I'll talk to you some hacks that people will find this really alien, because it is it's quite a big obstacle and a big hurdle that a lot of people struggle to overcome. You get so ingrained in your own ways, the concept of writing on a piece of paper, ticking off a task off a piece of paper. Some people are so ingrained in that way, and it really works for them. And there are some hacks I'll talk to you about towards the end of this episode on how you can kind of overcome that. And first and foremost, the benefits of doing so. Well, firstly, if you operate paper, it's highly likely that you keep all your records and things. You probably have a big filing cabinet or so. You probably have, when you start off, it's nice and easy. You've probably got nice segmented files by topic and, really nice little filing cabinet. As you run a business for a number of years, that one filing cabinet becomes 2, 3, 4 much bigger versions of that filing cabinet. The filing side of it becomes very messy. Things will get lost in different folders and files. And all of a sudden, it's a world of chaos. I mean, I've coached clients in the past who've shown me videos of their office, and it's literally box file after box file after box file, boxes of paperwork here, boxes of paperwork there. And it's so easy just by ingraining a couple of simple habits that can take you away from all of that and get rid of that overwhelm, give you the headspace, and improve your productivity tenfold. So that's just one of the reasons. Get rid of all that paper. Secondly, you think about receipts and things that will come in, and you need to obviously input them into your accounting software or document them somewhere. From paper, again, it's quite often that you're out and about, and keeping a receipt intact just to get it back from wherever you are back into your office before you can actually then transfer that information to whatever accounting software or spreadsheet you're using. The amount of receipts will go missing just from that short journey of getting it back, whether it gets lost in your bag, falls out your pocket, whatever. So it can vastly improve the accuracy of your information, and especially if it's receipts, expenses, etc. Then switching to paperless means that you never miss anything again. There's another really cool reason to do it there. There are loads more reasons of why you should switch, but because it links to so many facets of the business. And so what I'm going to talk to you about now is how you make the switch over. Okay, now there's loads of different apps, loads of ways you can do this. I'm just going to talk to you about my really simple version. I always talk about work smart, not hard, path of least resistance type process, so it should be pretty easy for everybody to integrate. Now, one of my favourite apps that I use for this is an app called Evernote. If you haven't heard of it before, it's a note-taking app. However, although I do use it for notes as well, the main benefit of it is when you pay for the premium version, which is literally about £4 a month or something, is you get this cloud storage included, which gives you 10 gigabytes a month, which is a huge amount when you're uploading documents into it. If you're uploading videos and stuff, it'll get eaten up quick. But we're not talking about videos here. We're talking about paper. So 10 gig is way more than enough, and it resets every month. So if you upload 10 gigabytes worth, then next month you've got another 10, which means your total storage is 20 gigabytes. It just keeps growing. So it's huge. It doesn't roll over though, mind you. So if you don't use it for that month, it doesn't carry over. So if you're going to use 5 gig, it doesn't roll over to, you don't get 15 gig the next month. So that's the caveat. But the point is, there's enough storage there for pretty much any business that I know of. So unless you're super, super big, and then you have your own kind of infrastructure in place. But this is for either small business owner, micro small business owner. So yeah, but the next thing you can do with it is there's an app that syncs with it really, really nicely. It's created by Evernote called Scannable. And it basically turns your phone into a scanner specifically for Evernote. It's not specifically for Evernote, it'll scan any document. But it's created by Evernote. So it has the OCR technology that Evernote uses included in it. What we mean by that OCR is optical character recognition. So what it basically means is Evernote reads everything you scan in and makes it keyword searchable, which is huge. The benefit of that is I never file anything in my Evernote ever. No organisation or anything. I just dump it in there because I know that whenever I search anything, just using a few keywords, I can find it within seconds without having to, when I'll talk to you about how to use funky search terminology in another episode. But it just gives you the ability to find stuff in seconds, where it would take you sometimes hours to find things and organise your files if you're working from paper. And being able to keyword search things rather than if you're searching for a folder or a file, you'd have to remember the file name. You have to scroll through it. But with keywords, you can almost pinpoint the exact document that you're looking for just with a couple of keywords. So really, really cool time-saving hack there. So with Scannable, it will carry optical character recognition, send it into Evernote. Evernote will read it, and when it comes to finding stuff, really easy to find. The other benefit of using Evernote is its integration capability. Now, I've talked to you about some of these other software packages on separate episodes, but I use Asana for all my task management and the kind of operations hub of the business, how I assign work out effectively to my team, and all of my tasks are held in Asana. Again, I use Asana instead of the paper-based task list, which some of you will be using. But the beauty of it is that I can send anything from Evernote into Asana as tasks. Now, my little hack is I don't do any of this. I basically scan all of my paperwork into all my posts or anything that comes in into Evernote once a day. It takes seconds to do with the app. You don't have to focus it. The app automatically focuses and crops it down, reads it. It's a really cool app. It's a free app as well. Sends it straight into Evernote, and then I've got an integration set up via Zapier, which sends all my uploads into Evernote into Asana. And it just sits there as a dormant task assigned for me. I have a virtual assistant who's my PA, who picks these files up every day, goes through the PDF, which has got all of the posts in one, all receipts and everything in one format, and we have a rules-based system for the post. So she goes through and deals with it, assigns stuff out to people if there's actions associated, adds stuff to the accounting software if that's needed, all from something that's taken me a couple of seconds, and that all happens behind the scenes without me. Now, setting this up, it's really quick and easy to do. Where it takes a bit of time is the rules side of things. And what you'll find when you first start doing this process, if you have a PA, then they'll just come back to you with loads of questions. What do I do with this? What do I do with that? Which is fine, because that's all part of the process. You give a rule or what you need to do with that piece of that document, that type of document, and they update their rule spreadsheet. So next time any post or documentation from that nature comes in, the VA will deal with it without you having to get involved. So it just constantly saves time as you move forward. The other thing you can do, which is really cool, I don't know if you use G Suite or some cloud storage, Dropbox, Microsoft, whatever, OneDrive, whatever you're using to store your documentation. I think the search facility's got better over the years, but I've always found it's really difficult to find stuff, because that's like your electronic file storage system. And I found that although they're trying to introduce OCR, I think some of them have got OCR technology in now, the keyword search function is just so laboursome and cumbersome, and I struggle to find documents in there. So again, I have a very simple integration using Zapier, which links everything in Google Drive to my Evernote. And what that basically means is any new documents that are added to my G Suite shared drives, which I'll talk to you about in another episode, get sent straight across to Evernote automatically. Evernote reads them. It then means if I'm trying to find a document, I can keyword search in Evernote and it finds a document that I can open from Drive super easily without having to faff around finding things. The other key thing as well is to make everything searchable is emails. Now emails, I use the Gmail email client through my G Suite setup, and brilliant for finding emails. Searches all the text and everything in the actual body of the email, the sender, the subject title, all those sort of things. But the attachments, which are often important, obviously Gmail doesn't read those. So I have another integration set up with Evernote. Any email with an attachment gets automatically forwarded into Evernote, which then means it reads all of the attachments for me, and I can search for any of the attachments by keyword. So again, all of these little hacks are saving me huge amounts of time, means I can find any piece of paper within seconds. So hope you found that really useful, and how you can kind of do those three things. It's like a triangle. Your task management setup, so that anything that you're scanning in can go into the task management setup that requires any form of action. And so Evernote, it's a triangle. Evernote, more than a triangle, it's like a square. So, well, it's a triangle around Evernote, if you like. So you've got Evernote in the middle, you've got your task management software at the top. So that's how you assign stuff out for people to action. You've got G Suite or your cloud storage, shared drive, whatever you're using, OneDrive, on point as well. That means that anything that's saved into your company's storage system is read and searchable. And the final one is your email client. So any attachment, don't just send every email in there, because that's just pointless. Only emails with attachment, and there's special hacks how you can do that through Zapier. Really easy to do. They're already pre-set up in Zapier, so you just need to search for them. I'll talk to you more about Zapier and the different zaps that I use in another episode. But connect with your email client and send any email attachments into there as well. And that will basically mean that anything that you have is searchable. And when I'm talking about, the one thing I didn't address was the paper receipts, expenses, etc. You just scan them in as soon as you get them into Evernote. They go straight into your Asana workspace. Your PA will pick them up and will file them to your software. Now I know a lot of people use Receipt Bank, which basically does the same thing, but it's another software subscription where it's actually really super easy to send it in. And if you've got somebody who's doing your books, so just as a rule, basically, if you have somebody who's doing your books for you and they're competent with the accounting software, then just use this setup, because they'll easily be able to pick up these receipts and input them into Xero or whatever software you're using. If you're doing it all yourself, then yes, the subscription for something like Receipt Bank is worth it, because it basically does all that for you. It reads the receipt and iterizes it accordingly with the rules that you set up in Xero. So, but I'm just trying to save you a software subscription if you don't need it. So I don't use Receipt Bank, but I know people who do, and they swear by it. So just a couple of different sides there. So I hope you found that useful, how you switch to paperless to the office. But if you really want to be committed to creating a systemized business that doesn't involve you or involves very little of you, then operating a paperless operation is pretty paramount to that journey. So let that be a food for thought. Oh, the one thing I was going to say before I go, the little hack with regards to if you just can't leave paper, and that's absolutely fine. Some people are just so love the pen and paper form. That's okay. It's a little bit of extra work, but if you've got a PA, then you can just photograph your tasks or your task lists or the stuff you're writing down, get it saved in Evernote. If your handwriting is clear enough, Evernote will OCR it, so it will read it for you as well, which is cool. If it's tasks, you can take photographs and then you can have somebody update your electronic task list for you. And what that will enable you to do is, if everybody in your team is using the task management software, but you're still trying to stick to pen and paper, on a daily basis, your PA will synchronize your task list with you, and you can update it on paper and synchronize it back with her or him, and they can update your electronic task management software. Now, the reason I would strongly recommend you do that is nothing worse than having multiple people using different task management platforms. So everybody should be on the same. If you want to use pen and paper, that's fine. Just have your PA synchronize the tasks that have been assigned to you so that you've got them on your list each day. You can review your tasks, you can scribble them down on a bit of paper, and you can work from that paper. But then when you tick them off, photograph your to-do list, send it in to your PA, and they can update your task management software. It is a little bit long-winded, but it just helps people who just do not want to switch over fully to paperless. But all the other things I've talked about, even if you're on paper-based, you've got to make that move. So the advantages are so far outweigh the issues of getting it all set up. And it makes a game-changing difference to your business overnight from a productivity standpoint. Time saving from you, overwhelm, is huge. So please make that jump. So I hope that's been useful. As always, if you've got anything you want me to discuss in a separate episode, please comment. Please like this, give it some engagement, it'll get a bit more reach, which is really, really appreciated. If you really like it, share it as well, please. And yeah, stay happy, stay positive, and I'll speak to you on the next episode.